Moving on. Russia, Ukraine. What the hell? What? Really? Are we doing this?
These white people. I don't want to hear a goddamn thing about Africans being violent.
Thank you.
Or
I don't think Africa started World War I or World War II or the Vietnam War. So I'm wondering why Africans are the ones that are known for being violent, because I don't think they started the Korean War either. I don't think they started the war in Iraq, Iran. I don't think they started the war in Russia. I'm just saying, I don't know. Have I missed something? Is there a war I missed? What's going on what's going on? Hello? I mean, talk about Putin dropping his dick on the table, being like, stop me.
Going all the way back to progressives, it's hilarious because the progressives are like siding with Putin. When like, I get it, kumbaya, no war, all war is bad. What are you going to do when somebody else takes your kumbaya energy and tells you to shove it?
And has the money and the power to do it too.
Right. Oh yeah, no war, kumbaya, peace. Okay, great. I'm sending in the tanks. I'm sending in the fighter jets. I'm sending in the drones. Fuck you. Now what? Yep.
And I mean, I think Russia is attacking the Ukraine from all sides, army, sea, and air. Mm-hmm. And let me tell you something, that Ukrainian president he's coming out like, I'm not going anywhere. He was standing on the street with soldiers like, I'm here. I know I'm target number one and my family's target number two. I'm right here. Like, bring it. I was like, yo, this dude just turned into Braveheart, and now that makes him hot as fuck. And the only thing that makes this even crazier than this is happening at all is that Putin is trying to push a narrative that the Ukrainian government is like a pro-Nazi front. And I was like, Zelensky's Jewish. What are you talking about?
It's
not to say that there aren't Jews out there, but in this particular situation, I don't think that narrative actually fits this situation. I think you're invading them, and like, you can just say that, sweetie. It's okay.
Yeah, he just wants he wants people in Russia to be able to think of him as the good guy.
But people are protesting, man. They're protesting all over the world. They're protesting in Russia.
There are more people protesting against Putin in Russia than Republicans. There are more Russians standing up against Putin than Republicans right now.
Yeah, like Ukrainian people are in their apartments with like rifles in their hands.
Yeah. Did you hear about this old lady?
Yeah, where she told the guy, put some flowers in your pocket so at least when you die, something decent will grow there, you piece of shit. I was like, thug life. Whoever that chick is, she's not playing around. And guess what? There's a big difference between fighting for your life and fighting for your job. Mm. It's a different will, right? Like, you're coming through my door because your country has sent you here. I'm defending myself because I'm pretty much assuming that the situation's life or death. You're going to have your work cut out for you. It's not going to be just some ultimate takeover. These people are fighting for their lives.
Vietnam, the Soviets in Afghanistan, us in Iraq and Afghanistan again. But get ready for a long ass fucking insurgency. You might blow up their capital or kill their president. You think these niggas are just going to, like, come on, bro. They're going to be throwing Molotov cocktails at you in 2040. Get ready.
Go the old fashioned way. Wait for the men to show up at the whorehouses and poison them in the brothels.
I love it.
Don't even break a nail.
I love it. Especially, what's his face? Steve Bannon from Trump's campaign was like, oh, Ukraine isn't even a country, really. It was just created by, like, you know, the Clintons so they could, like, extract money and oil. It's like, bro, Ukraine is technically older than Russia. They have their own language. They don't speak Russian in Ukraine. They speak Ukrainian.
Right. Right. They gave birth to Russia, not the other way around.
Yeah. Like one of the oldest Eastern Orthodox churches that Russian Orthodox church, they flock to is in Ukraine, bro. Like they have a very solid national identity. They don't want these fucking Russian fools here.
Right. Because they're not Russian. They're Ukrainian. They speak Ukrainian. Their language leans more towards Romanian, Eastern European languages than it does to Russian. I mean, they're not Russians. That's like, it's like there are different types of Asian people. Yes, you're all Asian, but Japanese are different from Korean, who are different from Chinese, or different from Cambodian. It's the same thing. They're like, yeah, like we share a continent, we share like geography, but we do not share cultures. And quite frankly, we gave birth to them. If it wasn't for us, they wouldn't exist.
Yeah, they'd still be running around.
Was there first. Each other's asses. And Moscow grew out of people from Kiev migrating. So it's shameful. I don't know. There is no reason in this day and age for war. There's no reason for it. It is literally just, basically, we've just made a decision that this level of murder is okay. It's just murder at this point.
And it's so funny because it's like, oh, well, everything but nukes, right? Nukes are so horrible, but you're doing all this other shit.
What, I can stab you to death with a kitchen knife, but I just can't nuke you.
Right. Like it's obviously like we don't want nukes either. But yeah, it's one man's ego. It's one man's ego. It's like, oh, Ukraine, NATO, whatever, NATO aggression. NATO hasn't expanded eastward in more than a decade. NATO hasn't added Ukraine to NATO. Ukraine hasn't applied for NATO membership yet. They were thinking about it.
Yeah, but they got a lot
decided to invade them for thinking about it.
Right, but they're not in NATO. They're like NATO adjacent. Like they're like associates, but they're not in the NATO agreement.
Yeah, and why do you think you get a veto of their free will? Now, if they win an elect, if a political party says let's not join NATO, and that party wins an election, that's another thing. But like the president and all the the party that has won all of the elections ever since your ass invaded in 2014 and took Crimea. Remember that? People
yes.
About that. You know what I mean?
And didn't they try to take Georgia as well?
Yeah. So, ever since then, they've been voting for candidates up and down the ballot that say, yeah, let's try to join the EU eventually. Let's try to join NATO eventually. Let's at least consider it. And now you want to smack them around, like an abusive husband because for them thinking about it.
Right.
And the people that are defending Putin are if you just made his sandwich better, what were you wearing? You know what I mean? You're those people. You're those people.
What were you wearing, Ukraine?
Yeah. Well, why'd you use the spicy mustard and not the regular mustard on his sandwich? That's why you got smacked. Fuck off, dude. Like, yeah. You don't get veto over what these people do, dude.
What do you make of Putin? I think he's an interesting character.
I think it's sad that Americans have completely forgotten why we impeached Donald Trump the first time. It was literally because he was kissing Putin's ass. He was licking Putin's ass. And like he literally told the president of Ukraine. So I know Barack Obama promised to send you those fucking those missiles and some money and shit. We're gonna hold that up, and I really want you to fucking open an investigation on Joe Biden, and then we'll be happy to send that. But you need to announce to the world that you're opening an investigation against Joe Biden.
Yes, and he didn't do it. He was like, no.
Yeah, looks like those missiles fell off a truck, but we'll go look for them, and I think we can find them if you open an investigation into Joe Biden.
Right. We can't find
the whole world.
Yeah, and it was wrong, and the guy has integrity, and I don't know. So far, this guy's been seeming to demonstrate himself like he's got some integrity. I mean, I'm not mad at him. He's with his people. I mean, this guy's going full Braveheart right now. I mean, I'm not mad at him.
Yeah. Well, and back to the whole misinformation piece, Putin, no, it's Nazis. But Putin, the Russian state media has also been trying to put out that this president has left, that he's fled. And so he has to keep on putting out videos saying, hey, I'm right here with the soldiers. I have not fled. I'm still here. It's all misinformation. It's all bullshit, dude. And it's all one man's ego. It's Putin.
And it's amazing how many people enable him, though. None of these predatorial type of men ever act alone. He's not functioning from a cave somewhere, and he's not in an igloo. There are dozens and dozens of people around these types of personalities. And it's always so sad to see that they only ever make a stand against it when they've either been let go, fired, forced out, compromised in some way. But it goes back to, people seem to only really care about their own self-interests. Misogyny and racism are not deal breakers. And we're really not progressing, in our critical thinking abilities. And we're looking into the future. We should be focused on how to build a more evolved future, technologically, information, how we travel. There are so many cooler things we could be focused on other than really land grabs at this point.
Yeah, bitch, we should be on Mars. And y'all are, fighting over little bits of land over this shit.
I mean, you're already a billionaire. How much more is more? There are people who don't have water. Can we pretend to care like by accident?
Yeah. You mad because some people want some land over there would rather be cool with their neighbors than be cool with you.
Right.
Mean Girls. It's Mean Girls for fucking world leaders. If all of the heads of state were women, this wouldn't be happening.
No.
I'm gonna show you something. So here's the thing. This is a picture of Jill Stein sitting at a dinner in Russia with Vladimir Putin and like a bunch of members of like Vladimir Putin's party and shit.
Because they're all in this together and they know that business revolves around these people. They don't stop talking to each other just because they talk shit about each other all day long. They still meet up with each other and have meetings. Yeah. So no, I'm not surprised because they're all in bed together. They live in the same communities. Their kids go to the same schools. They're part of the same private social circles. Of course, I'm not surprised at all.
Yeah, nothing
The person
surprising
who
to
was
me. Yeah.
missing from that dinner was Kim Jong-un.
Same private clubs, same
Golf
country
clubs, same,
clubs.
yeah, of course, same therapists, same whatever.
Y'all go to the
So
same brothels, see the same mistress.
brothels.
Y'all go see the same dominatrix.
You go to the same drug dealers. It's no surprise. I'm never surprised to see any of these people with each other. I'm always just so surprised that they're not willing to use those friendships to actually accomplish something from that every now and again.
That's the thing, because the status quo. We all got to being elite by pretending that we disagree on all these things when like we actually are kind of cool.
Yeah.
That's why I don't buy half the shit that I think Candace Owens is a true believer, but I don't buy half the shit that Ann Coulter says. Or Ann Coulter is still like cool with Bill Maher. You know what I mean? Even though they disagree politically.
They disagree politically quite a bit. Bill Maher has become more moderate, I would think. I say over time. He's got a little bit more extreme philosophies on Muslims, but he's definitely gotten more moderate over time. And I'm not surprised that there are some lines in the sand he finds with her.
Yeah. Now, here's the thing. I think Bill Maher has gotten more moderate culturally, but from a policy perspective, I think he still supports like free college, single payer healthcare, etc.
Taxes, like he's like, tax people who make more money. I get it, right. But unfortunately, it's just not going to we're not seeing the money being used properly. And that's what's making people not want taxes to go to that.
Which is
if all these programs were working, I think it'd be a little bit more easy to convince people.
Yeah.
But the problem is, you walk into these facilities, you walk into these programs, and they're so underfunded, and the attitude is so much apathy that if somebody even experiences that for 5 minutes, they're like, this looks like a waste of money, even though it could be helping people, even with all that, right? Like DMV is not a good experience, but shit still gets done there. But because for the most part, it doesn't appear to be working, like all these schools, like with public schools and stuff, like where are the after school programs that are teaching kids how to do stuff, and you're playing basketball with mentors, and these things work. And if we actually put money into them, we'd have healthier societies, but we don't. And it's all intentional. Yeah, so let's stop pretending it's not intentional, and then like at least deal with things another way.
Yeah, or at least the money that's supposed to be getting to them, let's make sure that money gets there first and actually shows up and is used. Because that's the thing people are mad about with San Francisco, which is why I don't think London Breed is going to get reelected, even though she's doing tough talk and shit now. It's because, motherfucker, we already spend more than $300 million a year on homelessness, and we have a ton of fucking homeless people. But like, it doesn't get any better. Like, there's no tangible difference between spending $300 million or $200 million. And we have a ton of homeless people, but we don't have 100,000 homeless. We have between 6,000 and 7,000. 300 million a year, and y'all can't get these folks off the street. Y'all can't get them into some shelters. Y'all can't. You don't have to fix their lives. It's not like every one of them are going to go to college or something. But like, bro, what?
Right. We don't need everybody to go to Harvard. But after $300 million, I should see at least half a dozen less people on these streets, and I don't. And I mean, that's a fair argument. You can't fault people saying my money's going in this direction. I'd like to see some proof of life. You just have to have a brain, right? So I don't think people have such a problem about money going there if when they drove down the street, they didn't see a tent city. But if after $300 million, there's still a tent city, then I either need to speak to the accountant or these programs aren't working. I mean, it's only one or the other.